From structuring a multi-billion-dollar company to opening our own aluminum factory in Dubai, and I'll show you guys how it relates to our real estate, to saving a bird in Oman, I have had a crazy few weeks, guys, and I cannot wait to share all the details, the insights, the experiences, and the lessons with you guys. So guys, alhamdulillah, it has been crazy last few weeks, and I want to share many stories and lessons with you guys that I wish somebody shared with me 10 years ago as they were happening. Some experiences, some of my thoughts, and most importantly, lessons we can derive in the morals. So the first story is as follows. So there is a fintech industry, a particular fintech industry that we're trying to break into for last 2 years, okay? And the particular company that we want to open, the fintech company, we have a competitive advantage. Basically, to begin with, it's a multi-billion dollars industry. And the fintech company that we are planning to launch, it has a competitive advantage that inshallah, if we can launch it right, and I think we can, I'm going to tell you guys the story. Within 3 years of operation and startup, we should be able to hit $1 billion in revenue, inshallah. But the main story is not that. The story is how we came to this position, how I came to this position. So this brother, I've been talking to him for last 2.5 years. It's been in the making for 2.5 years. Who is this brother and how I met him? That's where the interesting story and interesting lesson is. But we've been talking for last 2.5 years. I had never met him face to face. I know him very well. I know him since 2017 when we initially got introduced. Then we have been in communication on and off. Then since I would say beginning of 2023, end of 2022, we started seriously talking about putting this fintech company together. Since then, we have been in constant communication, constant touch, a lot of Google Meets, Zooms, lots of things, lots of brainstorming, right? But we have never met face to face because I've been traveling, he's been traveling, but Zooms and Google Meets were getting the job done. Finally, alhamdulillah, we met on Eid Day, Eid al-Fitr, just a few days ago in Dubai after Eid Salah. He literally flew to celebrate Eid here with the family and also do our final face-to-face meeting. So it couldn't get any better meeting him on Eid Day. What a gift, mashallah. And inshallah, way things are looking, it's going to go very smooth. Now, how did I meet this brother? So in 2017, I was helping a client from California, and he was the financial advisor of this client. So this client loved working with me. I was working on the real estate side. He was buying some investments, property management, construction management, the whole 9 yards. He loved the service. He was like, Sam, you know what? I love what you're doing. And you remind me of a brother from California who handles all my finances. So I'd love to introduce you both. And I think you guys will get along really good because you are in the same wavelength, mashallah. So we're a similar age. He's a little older than me. So I was like, definitely. I'm always looking for new contacts. Let's see what we can do. I'm sure there will be some synergies. As long as the brother is working hard, we have the same work ethic, we can get something rolling. So we got introduced. Since then, we kept in touch. Then we both figured out our mission. And I cannot give too much details about the fintech company. So over the first 3-4 years, 5 years of knowing each other, we figured out what we can do together. And then we started actively working on it for the last 2.5 years. And it's inshallah almost to its fruition. That's going to be launching, inshallah, in the next quarter to max 2 quarters. But the key lessons here, got introduced in 2017. And finally, something is happening when? In 2025, maybe even the beginning of 2026, inshallah. So that's 8 to 9 years total in the making since the first introduction. Still, he has not actually made any money from me. I have not made any money from him. But inshallah, we're potentially targeting $1 billion revenue within 3 years of finally launching this. And while we were actually in touch, he introduced me to one of his partners. And with him, we launched our title company office in Minnesota, in another state. As some of you guys know, our title company is independently licensed in 33 states, alhamdulillah. So he opened up the door for us in Minnesota, that partner. Last Monday, we have had our first closing. And we're expecting to have 20 to 25 closings per month starting from this month, inshallah, with that title company office that we opened up with him. Now, there was one benefit of just this introduction this brother made. Now, the main benefit I want to bring to you guys, that all this happened due to networking. How did I get that first client in 2017? and how he introduced me to him, how I nurtured the relationship, all comes to networking. And there are some common mistakes. Since we're talking about networking, these are the lessons I want to share with you guys. There's some common mistakes I see brothers making these days in networking, man. These are blunders. There's some mistakes in life that you cannot undo. And these are the mistakes I don't want you guys to do. I'm going to share the mistakes with you guys and the do's and the don'ts for this networking. So first mistake brothers make in networking is impatience, right? So they don't allow the relationship to nurture. They rush things. They want something out of their relationship overnight. Some relationships, maybe you'll get the result in a week. Some will take a month. Some will take a year. Some will take 8-9 years. And there are still some relationships still is about to come to fruition. Nothing happened yet. So impatience is a deadly mistake people make when it comes to networking, right? So don't rush things. Let it naturally grow, nurture it, and wait for the right time. Another mistake people make in networking is they have very poor social skill. They're not a smooth operator. So either they overly praise someone, overly being flattery, or just being very, like, you can tell they just want to cut the corner, circumvent around you, not let you know what's happening, even though you made the introduction. They're hiding something from you. So don't be either of these extremes, right? People like genuineness. Be genuine, be authentic, be socially acceptable. Don't be a weirdo, basically, right? Because if you are that, then people just get that vibe, get that energy, then they don't want to pick up your call, right? So that leads me to another point. People sometimes think that my phone book, whoever is in my phone book, is my network. And this is the farthest thing from the truth. We all know the saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. But a better version it's who knows you, okay? So sometimes we go to these conferences, let's say. I see many agents doing that, realtors. We go to these conferences or any salesperson, and we're just taking numbers. What's your number? What's your number? What's your number? We're just getting people's number. But maybe they're not finding us enough attractive to even, like, attractive as in our character, to take our number. Right? So they're not taking our number. We text them. They're not replying. They're not really saving our number. So we're not in their phone book, right? So actually, they're not our network. Now, take a step above. Maybe they save our number, okay? Are we still in their network? I don't think so. Because if you call them and they see your phone's ringing, your name, they're like, man. They just move the phone away. They're not in your network. If they see your name, they have to smile. They have to get excited. Oh, this brother called. Wait a minute, 1 second. They take the call. They say, bro, can I call you right back? They hang up. They finish the meeting. They're excited to call you back. Like, what's up? Because they know you're going to add value. And the value could be, it's not always money, positive energy, spiritual reminder, some sort of something you're going to add value because you're a person that gives more than they take. Because if you're always a taker, remember, for busy people, if you're always a taker, they're already assuming when you're calling them to take something. So they're going to return your call when they have time, right? But if they know you're calling to give something, and again, it doesn't have to be something of monetary value, any sort of value, right? They'll look forward, they'll smile, and they pick up your call. So please remember this, brother. Be authentic, have the social character, and be genuine when approaching people. Last one I'll share for this video's purpose, another mistake people make in networking, they're not a connector. They don't connect people. So they hoard their network, but they come to your network and they want to take all the contacts, everybody away from your network, but they hold off on their network. They don't want to make any introductions because they're self-serving people. They just want to come, take, but not give you anything. Don't be that person, okay? Be a connector. You go to a networking dinner. This brother is saying he's looking for a developer to develop a website, a language learning machine, some sort of engineers, whatever they're looking for. If you know someone or if you know someone who might know someone, connect them, okay? Openly connect them. But of course, nobody's a fool. So everybody's smart. You connect few like that and you see that person is not making any connections, hoarding their connection, automatically you're going to stop giving them more connections, right? So don't be that person because everybody knows who those people are and they don't get invited to the second dinner or the third dinner. They only get invited to the first dinner, then people stop. Okay, so that was a story about the fintech company. Inshallah, make dua for me, guys, that it goes through. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Excited, nervous, learning a lot of new things at the same time. It's completely outside of my comfort zone. Inshallah, let's see how it works out. Talking about comfort zone, what's in my comfort zone? People ask me. That's another experience I want to share that's been on my mind. People always ask me, so Sam, what do you do? Like all day, like what do you do? What do you actually do? What's your job, right? So actually my job is underwriting deals. That's what I do, and if you look at my calendar, probably I would say easily 40 to 50 hours a week, I'm actually researching / just underwriting deals. So I'm just behind the computer looking at deals, all different types of deals. 80% are real estate deals, developments, ventures, anything to do with real estate, right? 80% of them. But sometimes we do these alternative investments. And I'm going to share with you guys some of the experiences that I'm having right now, some of the things I'm learning. But those alternative investments, I learned so many new things. The largest alternative investment firm in the world is Blackstone that manages $1.1 trillion with a T, not a B, $1.1 trillion assets under management. There is not even close to that, any Sharia compliant, riba-free alternative investment firm. So inshallah, one of my dreams is, of course, we want to get to $1 million in riba-free real estate fund. But once we reach that goal, our next goal is 10x that, but with alternative investments as well. But anytime I raise capital from investors, before that, play is not the right word. I invest with my own money. I learn with my own money. So if there's any mistakes being made, it's made with my own money. Then I learn so I don't pass on those same mistakes and costs to the investors. So one of the things I'm experimenting right now is there's a lot of these alternative investments, right? As long as it's asset backed, as long as it's Sharia compliant, we go for those. So for one of the things we're doing right now, a warehouse deal, basically it's a 15.5 million dirham deal with the potential to make 30 to 35% in a year. And there's many ways we're structuring it with the local family here. So alhamdulillah, learning a lot of things. There's lots of attorneys involved on both sides. I'm very excited about how it goes. We're supposed to close on April 15th. It's me and one of my other partners involved in this deal. And mashallah, he brought the deal to the table. We're both working really hard to get this closed, learning a lot of things through this process. So sometimes more than actually the closing itself, that day I'll make money, or inshallah in a year I'll make money 30 to 35%. More than that excitement, what excites me is the learning. I have learned so much about this deal, like truly, like I'm fascinated, like wow. Like I feel like I have gone one level up the things that I have learned just through this deal, just sitting down with those attorneys, with the local families here, a lot of things, alhamdulillah. So those things excite me. And I want to transfer that knowledge. The more of these types of wisdoms and knowledge and experience I get, we can transfer these to our clients. Another thing I'm doing right now, I partnered up with someone who has been in the construction industry here for 15 years. And I've been vetting him for the last 6-7 months, alhamdulillah. So finally, we signed a partnership agreement last week. And today we finalized the warehouse. So what I'm doing is an aluminum factory, alhamdulillah, in Dubai, in Jebel Ali. We gave the deposit. We're waiting for them to send the lease agreement. It's a newly constructed factory. The handover is going to be in June. And this week we're ordering all the equipments, the CNC machines, the double operators, all those things that we need from China. It will take about 30 days for things to come, all the equipments to come. And we're going to launch the aluminum factory. The good thing here, so you'd think, aluminum factory, what does it have to do with anything that you know? Well, it has everything to do with that. It's a form of a vertical integration, right? So if you think about it, I'm in real estate development, and I'm going to come to that what we're working on in development. But right now, we're going to start construction of a G+6, a small project in Dubai South, where I'm partnering up with another developer. But another place, I'm not going to give out the name of the land yet. That one is going to be a G+17, no partners involved. I'm going to be the only developer. We're going to be developing it ground up, riba-free, first ever, I would say, in that volume in Dubai without any bank loans, alhamdulillah, right? So once that's being constructed, the vertical integration here is having our own construction company. That's, of course, the first logical step, right? The second is, within that construction company, how many trades we can get in-house. So there's many trades within the construction. The riskiest one is, let's say, electricians. I don't want to touch that yet. right? We want to get electricians that are been working in Dubai for a long time, in UAE for a long time. Then it's mechanicals, plumbings, HVACs, right? But one of the least risky ones, and we're going to get to all of them, is like, for example, glasses, windows, marbles, aluminiums, because you need these trims, the frames, all those things, right? So now for that trade, we're going to be fabricating our own materials for our own developments and installing them as well. So it's an in-house service. Plus the network of developers that I connected with locally, from small to big, right? Small as in they buy a land and they develop a just single family villa or 2 villas, 1 townhome, 2 townhomes, 3 townhomes, like smaller projects. I connected with a lot of developers who are friends, mashallah. So they have all given me commitment. They said, once you launch yours, we're just coming to you. It's a no-brainer to get the aluminum supply. So the sales is already ready. And this partner, how it's a strategic partnership, has been in the construction industry, specifically in aluminum fabrication and installation and maintenance for the last 15 to 17 years in UAE. So he knows the market very well. He knows the product very well. So inshallah, it goes well. So this is another business. Very excited. So alhamdulillah, we selected the factory just today morning, actually. We've been looking for a long time. This one has good exposure, easy access to highway, in Jebel Ali industrial area, and it's completely newly constructed, large factory. So inshallah, once the handover is done, we get access to it. We're going to order the materials, the equipments this week, but I'm going to inshallah show you guys and do a tour of that place as well. That leads me within the category of strategic partnerships and underwriting deals and joint ventures, our next development project, right? So this one is going to be huge, guys. It's going to be huge. I cannot share a lot of details right now in this video because still we're in negotiation. I don't know when the video is going to be published, when the team decides to publish, but I don't know what stage I'll be in the negotiations. So I don't want to hamper anything. But it's literally a 170,000 square feet development, the largest I have done so far. But we got all the right teams, the feasibility study. We hired a third party to do a feasibility study of the place. Basically, I'll give you guys a hint. So there's 2 metro lines. And Abu Saleh, let me see if you can guess. There's 2 metro lines in Dubai. They're doing a 3rd metro line now, and it's going to go through that area. And that metro line is going to be ready by 2027. And our project is going to be completed by 2028, inshallah, if we're to proceed with it. So before it's completed, the metro line is going to literally go through that area. It's showing me which way it is. Yes. So that line is going to connect to the other 2 lines. It's going to be huge. And again, make dua, guys, that it goes through, inshallah. And as it goes through, we're going to be keeping you posted. Again, completely riba free, no debt financing, only equity financing. I'll personally put up 12.5% to 20% of my own money in the project. The rest will be from the investors. It's a total of 200 million dirham project. So it's a large project, inshallah, but the returns are going to be double digits for investors and everyone involved. Real estate investors, developers, and aspiring entrepreneurs, listen up. So I keep getting tons of DMs and emails asking me, Sam, how do we structure deals? How do we raise capital? How do we scale our business from 6 figures to 7 figures and then to 8 figures? And how do we do it without any interest or riba? Or how do we invest in your real estate projects? So look, guys, my time is very limited, but we're opening just 10 private calls a month, one-on-one with me. So what do you get on these calls? Number 1, deal structuring. We're going to sit down with you, show you how to do joint ventures, how to do profitable partnerships, how to structure development deals, and how do you scale your developments. Number 2, scaling strategies. How did I build an 8-figure real estate empire without showing a single home to any buyers, and how you can do the same? Or number 3, investment insights. We can walk through all the deals, all the investments and developments that we're doing in Dubai, in Saudi Arabia, and the US. So look, this is a paid consultation because we want to make the most out of it. It will be $1,997 for the 1-hour call. But here's the kicker. You get 50% of it back if you invest in one of our projects within the 3 months of the call. Plus, you pay one time, but you get forever access to me, to my private WhatsApp, where we're going to keep in touch and make sure you're growing the way you're supposed to. We'll track your growth. We'll track all the numbers, all the KPIs through voice notes, through text messages, and you'll get access to my inner circle time to time. Look, I only do 10 of these calls a month. So when they're booked, they're booked. I really want to grow with you. Let's build something awesome. Click on the link below and schedule a call. Now, on the topic of strategic partnerships, there's 3 other interesting things going on. So, alhamdulillah, as many of you guys know, we did the first Medina project. It's still under construction. We're inshallah looking to launch it right after Hajj season. It's going to be something amazing, something unbelievable that I cannot wait to show you guys once the construction is complete. So for that one, I'm already making some strategic partnerships because, people would think just making partnerships with Hajj agencies and Umrah agencies, that's great. We're already doing that. We're going to do that. But what's beyond that, we want to bring good branding and good vibes to that place, right? So look it up, guys. And there's no plug. There's no sponsorship agreement with the brother, but he's a genuine, beautiful brother. It's called Muslim Golf Association, MGA. So I've known the brother Amir Malik, again, for quite some time through networking. It's a great brother. So what he does, it's actually the only registered Muslim Golf Association, as the name says. And it's registered with PGA in America. PGA is like FIFA of America, let's say, in football and soccer, just for you guys to understand. It's officially registered with PGA. And whatever the British version of it as well, he's just got the official registration done. He's actually from UK. And also recently, like just 2 months ago, I believe, he got it officially registered with the Saudi, like the Golf Federation, whatever the name is. I forgot the name. Okay, so he got it officially registered with them as MGA, Muslim Golf Association. Now he's doing, mashallah, a tournament. So he's been doing it for the last 3 years, where he brings players, which are basically people in their late 30s to 40s and early 50s. Of course, like wealthy Muslim people, people who play golf. I still don't play golf. I don't know how to swing a club. But mashallah, good brothers. They come from all over the world. So last year's tournament, he had over 100 people show up at the finals in the tournament. And he did the finals in Bilecik, like a city in Turkey, right? So he's been doing it for the last 3 years like that. They get a nice resort, like halal, Muslim-friendly resort, and that has golf course. So they do the tournament there, nice time with the family, nice networking and things like that. Next year, they're doing the final tournament, subhanAllah, in Jeddah or Riyadh, I forgot, but in Saudi Arabia. And they're tying that with an Umrah experience for everyone that goes to the final of golf and a Medina tour for 3 days. So 3-day Medina, 3-day Makkah, and 3 days, pardon me, Brother Amir, Jeddah or Riyadh, you told me, I forgot, but it's in his website. You guys can see. That's where the finals are going to be, right? So that 3-day in Medina, we're trying to get, alhamdulillah, all the players to stay in our apartments. And it's a newly constructed luxury building. The owner just finished construction of it like just a few months ago. Still, we're doing some interior upgrades, putting jacuzzis and things like that. So inshallah, we're talking, making that strategic partnership to host them. So these type of corporate partnerships we're looking for. So if you are your company and if you're going to provide a beautiful experience, like bring everyone from your company, guys, instead of taking them to Cancun, Mexico, and get them exposed to haram, give them a Medina tour, man. And we're going to give you a luxury luxe experience. Our slogan is unreasonable hospitality. You're going to have a great experience there. So this is one thing. Alhamdulillah, I'm excited. We'll have a call scheduled this week. Inshallah, we briefly spoke in Ramadan, but he's a good brother. We're going to make it happen, inshallah. And then also on strategic partnership, I had a great meeting last week of Ramadan, actually. And you pick up so many things from people, man. So this meeting was scheduled for Asr in my community coffee shop. Of course, we're in Dubai. You still go up to a coffee shop and just say, I'm fasting. And you just sit in the table. You don't order nothing. So it's good. And they say, sure, sit down, right? So after Asr, we pray Asr in the local masjid. Then we walk to the coffee shop. Then he was like, brother, are you okay in just not sitting in the coffee shop and just walking? Or is it too hot for you? I was like, I'm not sure. I'm fine walking because I have to get my steps in anyway. So he's like, subhanAllah, I get my steps in as well. After Asr, between Asr and Maghrib, I said, let's do it. We started walking. Right away, he takes out tasbih, like the electronic one, basically, right? MashaAllah, he takes that out and he starts talking to me and he's doing that. Just a small habit, right? Just a reminder. SubhanAllah. So when you meet people like that, and you know who he is? He's the head of global operations for a $5 billion farm locally here, in UAE. And they only do Sharia investments. Only Sharia investments. They're a $5 billion valuation company right now. And he's the head of global operations, a local Emirati brother, mashallah, right? So after Asr, almost to Maghrib, we're walking hour and a half. We're strategizing things, talking about deals. And mashallah, he's doing zikr. So it was a good reminder for me that even during these business conversations and business walks, it's so easy to do zikrs. And we know all the scholars, all the stories, how they kept their tongues moist with the remembrance of Allah. But you read that, but how do you actually do it and execute? Sometimes we make excuses. Well, for the zikr, I need to sit in the masjid from Asr to Maghrib, right? Oh, I don't have time. I have meetings. I have Zooms. I have that. But look, this was a life example. And from a businessman, not from a student of knowledge or a scholar, which motivated me even more. Because, I'm a weak believer. So sometimes when I see a student of knowledge seeing something, it's inspiring. The shaitan comes to me like, he's a student of knowledge, man. He's supposed to do that. I'm a businessman, But when you see a businessman excelling you in business, a $5 billion guy, and also excelling you in zikr, you're like, mashallah, man. So this was a good eye-opening, it touched me, man. And we're having nice conversations. They mainly focus on real estate and medical. When you combine those two fields, man, because both are inflated, when you combine those two fields, the valuation goes up. So mashallah, they're doing some great things. And he was very interested in what we're doing with our escrow company in the US, because we're licensed in 33 states. So we have all the data of all the buyers, the sellers. So they're interested in data, right? When it comes to real estate. So we're trying to do some strategic stuff, and there is no title company in UAE. So we're doing some mad stuff with him, inshallah. That leads me to, when I say medical, one of my good friends, Brother Yusuf, if he's watching it, he texted me actually just today that he says, just subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bro, you're a little too late, man. Alhamdulillah. So if he's watching you now, that's awesome. Brother Yusuf, mashallah, longtime friend, a brother, a family. He owns one of the 3 largest pain management centers in Michigan. Doing amazing work, and he's 2 years younger than me. Whenever I meet someone younger and faster and smarter and sharper than me, mashallah, that gives me the highest level of motivation. Alhamdulillah, may Allah bless him, may Allah preserve him. So he, mashallah, has decided, and of course, quick decision makers and executes. So we usually try to have a call every 2 weeks on Saturday. So on the last call on Saturday, he decided that he wants to open up a wellness center here in Dubai, right? With the IV therapies, and that's the most basic service, but the cold plunges, what do you call it, guys? I'm forgetting the names. It's pretty late here. But you go in and it's like ice, but there's no water. You just feel like you're inside an ice. Cryotherapy, something like that. Okay. You know what I'm talking about, bro? Yes. It's too difficult of a word for me. Alhamdulillah. So you guys understand. So all these kind of things for men, for entrepreneurs, for high performers, because this is what we preach. Our network, mashallah, with Brother Imran, Fawaz, all the guys that we hang out, we're trying to promote a very healthy lifestyle. Because if you want peak results, you have to have peak performance. In order to have peak performance, you have to be peak mentally and physically. There cannot be brain fog. There has to be always clarity, energy, because you always transfer energy, those kind of things. So it goes with the whole mission we're trying to push for high-performing men, right? And he's been, I think, seeing that or whatever. Alhamdulillah, he just said, bro, I'm going to do it, but you have to be a partner on this one. It was, and it was like a mini dream for me. I got ecstatic. I was like, subhanAllah, man, it's amazing. I'd love to, you don't have to do anything, brother. You just bring your expertise, knowledge, technicians from America. We advertise it as American board certified. The rest, the marketing and everything, will take care of it here. You know what he did? The call was on Saturday. He sent one of the main guys from his company today, as we speak, he just landed 2 hours ago. And subhanAllah, from tomorrow, I'm going to be with him, just going over some feasibility study, marketing. I lined up some meetings for him, and that's it. He's ready to go, mashallah. So again, make dua, guys. And once it's done and ready, we'll let you guys know, but we'll have the right team, a killer team run it. It will be something beautiful with cafes, with good experience to get that peak performance out of you, inshallah. Now I know go into some of the challenges I'm facing. But before I do that, I want to share a beautiful story that happened. So I spent the Eid holiday because my kids, again, beautiful Muslim country, schools are closed last 10 days and nights of Ramadan. My wife was finally, in America, she couldn't do that. But here she was able to, alhamdulillah, focus on her worship and whatnot because kids, there's no schools, right? Then, of course, after Eid, it was closed for another week. So after Eid, we went on a mini vacation to Muscat, Oman. I already knew how it will be. It's a very conservative country, but I was pleasantly surprised, man. Surprised. I'm not sure, just so many, it was one of the most beautiful memories with my 2 daughters, wife, and with very good, relaxing time, mashallah. But I can share only 2 stories, let's say, publicly here. So one was, mashallah, I guess it's a cute story. So we were like having breakfast at the hotel, right? And this hotel had like those tall glass doors. The ceiling was very high, like 3-story ceiling. And the glass door was from like the ceiling to the floor. So it was like very high, at least like 50, 60 footer, right? So in the morning, we're having early morning breakfast. So all of a sudden, we don't hear the noise, but all of a sudden, like we see a sparrow, small bird, subhanAllah, like outside the glass, like on the floor, just laying. So what happened is it actually flew very hard and hit the glass. It couldn't realize like it's a glass or something. It hit the glass and it fell. So my 6-year-old saw it, Zainab. SubhanAllah, I was so, mashallah, may Allah preserve her and keep her like that, may Allah bless her. She saw that, she right away ran, and she's like, man, this bird got hurt. So she's looking at the bird. She calls us. She picks up the bird, looks. She's like super concerned. And right away, she calls the waiter. She's only 6, mashallah. She calls the waiter, and he was a very good brother Wasim, from Pakistan. He saw it. He was like, subhanAllah, what happened? Then he was like, let's go to the kitchen. Let's try to give it some water. Then he gave some water. Still, the bird couldn't get up. Then we figured like it couldn't even move its neck. So it broke its neck, right? SubhanAllah. We gave lots of water, make dua. Then we took it outside. We put it like by the garden. So like just to see if it can get back up. So it was trying. Then it went back trying. My daughter was watching and praying for a long time. Then we had to leave, right? We had to go to the room. Within a half an hour to an hour, I get a call to the room. So brother Wasim calls me. He's like, brother, I have a great news. And I wanted to let you know so you can let your daughter know. I was like, what is it? Like, mashallah, the bird flew. You know, it got back up and it flew, and I was able to capture it on the camera. I was like, subhanAllah, beautiful. We're going to come down and show it to us. So actually, the next time we went to the breakfast, he showed it to us and he sent me the video. We can put the video here. It was a very nice, cute experience. I'll remember it. And she was so happy. Zainab was so happy, mashallah. Another thing in Oman, because it was my first time in Muscat. The beach experience was unlike any other beach experience, man. Like there is no haram in the beach, in public beach, subhanAllah, it's super conservative, very nice. So we went around, even though it was conservative, it's a little bit crowded. So my wife wanted like no crowd. So we went around 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. Man, and I was thinking the blessing. Like we had one of the nicest beach experience, 1:30 a.m., barely any people there. No concerns, alhamdulillah, about safety and security. I was with 3 women, 3 girls, 2 daughters and my wife. But I didn't have to worry about safety, security, some drunkards showing up, some naked people showing up, nothing, right? So I was just like, alhamdulillah, what a blessing, what a blessing. So if you have not visited that place, just for that experience, inshallah, it was a good experience. You're gonna love the experience. Now, coming to the challenges that I'm facing recently, and I'm still navigating to work around it. Many challenges, but I'll share a couple that I think you guys can help me in the comment section. Or like we can help each other if you have any suggestions, but I'm still figuring it out. So basically becoming a global entrepreneur, right? What I mean by global is actually having clients in completely different time zones, number 1. Number 2, having actual active businesses in complete different time zones. So I was used to different time zones when I was operating from America. But still the time zones were under control, because I was in American time zone, Eastern Standard Time Zone. So that's when the stock market opens and closes in that time zone, right? Eastern Standard. So that by default becomes like an international time zone. Pretty much everybody wants to match when they have a call with the New York time, okay? And I was in the New York time zone, which made things a little bit easier. I didn't have to bend a lot on client's time zone, and my business, like their businesses, their investments are in Michigan or in Florida, both are same time zone, or in Texas, which is only an hour behind. And most of my clients were from California, which is only 3 hours behind from Michigan. Now what's happening is we still have all our businesses in New York Standard Time Zone, in Detroit, in Florida, in Texas, now Minnesota, and a few other states that we're opening up. But we have active businesses in Dubai, which is 8 hours ahead of Eastern Time Zone and 11 hours ahead of California, right? So if California, somebody wants to have a call with me at 1 p.m., that's 12 a.m. midnight here. And 1 p.m. is not an unreasonable ask for him. It's just his lunchtime, right? Then I have investors from London, A lot of investors we're getting from Bangladesh now that we're on this side of the world. So just globally, now you have businesses in different time zones, plus clients in different time zones. And your time zone is not like a main priority time zone. Mashallah, it's Dubai time zone, but people still want to work New York, California time zone, right? Because that's just the standard, right? So that's I'm struggling with because of the sleep schedule and everything. Like subhanAllah, we're recording this video. It's 12:03 a.m. because I told Abu Saleh and Sufyan that, bro, it's going to be a long night for me today anyways, because I have a call at 2 a.m., call at 3 a.m. So I'm going to schedule my sleep around that. So I'm fine with it if you guys are okay with it. So we're recording it now. But yes, I'm still struggling to actually like how to manage my sleep schedule because I'm taking it now like a week at a time. Like I try to do a week in advance, like set up my calls, and still you got to be flexible and rigid at the same time. That's the art of being an entrepreneur. You cannot be too rigid or too flexible. So you got to just have that little balance. But still, I try to do like 1 week schedule in advance because things are moving and moving fast. So every week my sleep pattern is different. Like today, I had a hour and a half nap, 4:30 to 6 p.m. between Asr and Maghrib. And I'm not going to be sleeping until Fajr. Then after Fajr, I'm going to sleep. But I have a call at 9 a.m., like a call in Dubai at 9 a.m. And I have an appointment at 11:15 a.m. So it's not going to be much sleep, like 3 hours sleep today. And then tomorrow, there's a little bit of late night calls as well. So I don't have a clear solution. I'm going to actually discuss with Brother Fawaz. If any of you guys, I'm sure many of you guys watching this are more experienced than me in this field. So becoming a global entrepreneur, that's one of the challenges. Second challenge is now you have to be on top of many different markets, right? Because what's happening now is because we're launching this mega development in Dubai. So I cannot only like research Dubai. I have to research the whole UAE. Then I have to research the whole region, MENA region. Because people questions are like, okay, Dubai, what about if this happens in this part of the country or that country, this war breaks out, that happens, how does it affect Dubai? So you have to kind of understand the whole region. Then you have to also understand where people are coming from. So if I'm talking to an investor from US, I have to understand the tariff war that's happening. How is it impacting them? What's his income level? How is it impacting him? Where is he taking the money out from? Because 401k got wiped out like 20% in the last 3 days. So if he was planning to invest from his 401k, many of my investors were, I don't know. I don't think they can invest the full amount now. So we have to have that tough conversation and find out what's happening and help them, right? So I have to research that market. If it's from UK, UK has its own problems. So I have to research that. So every market has their own problems that I have to research. Then I have to research my own market. And then these big markets like US have localized problems, right? So a problem in Florida does not necessarily exist in Michigan. Problem in Michigan does not necessarily exist in New York, you know? So every state has its localized problem that you have to be aware of. So you understand the pain points and you can solve those pain points and offer like how this is better. So the research time, as I mentioned in the beginning, has increased a lot. And alhamdulillah, there's many modern resources to help, but still, I like to get different opinions, different studies. I subscribe to a lot of magazines, newsletters, and try to put my, of course, own thoughts and experiences into it. So that takes a lot of time. But good thing is I love doing that. I enjoy that. But with the time zones and everything, and with this research factor, I'm trying to still figure it out. So inshallah, if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Yeah, for example, for these market research, like I did a 6.5 hour research to do a 30-minute training for my agents that I'm in realty. The research took literally 6.5 hours. And I had to do it on, again, mentioned as entrepreneur, you have to be rigid and flexible at the same time. You have to be a lamb and a lion at the same time, right? Why did I have to do that research immediately? When I started last week, that was not part of my Sunday's plan for the following week, but I had to make it happen because of the tariff that Trump announced. The market went upside down. He announced it on Wednesday. It's bloodbath in the market Thursday and Friday. So how does it affect real estate? How does it affect home buyers? How does it affect homeowners, sellers? Agents want answers, directions, right? And if I disappear, it's not going to work out. So I had to do an emergency meeting today, Monday. And for that, like 6.5 hours, I did not have it allocated on my calendar. So sacrifice, family takes the hit, sleep takes the hit, gym takes the hit, like your personal development, family time takes the hit. But sometimes you got to do as a leader. Nobody asked you to be a leader, right? But if you become a leader, you have to make those sacrifices. You have to become selfless because you have to take the hit so that other people don't take the hit. But again, comes back to the schedule conflict, figuring these things out, research. So any help would be greatly appreciated on how to balance all those out. All right, guys, if you guys are still here and listen to the full thing, I really appreciate you. You're taking the time out to listen to my experiences, stories. But I want to find out your stories. So if you have anything crazy or even anything stressful or even anything exciting, but you need some guidance that have happened in the last few weeks, drop a comment below. I'll try to respond to as many comments as possible. I'd love to know what's going on in your life, in business, in entrepreneurship, in fitness, in structuring deals, whatever it is that you think I can add my 2 cents and add any value. Drop a comment and I'll try to get back to you and add my thoughts as well. And if you see someone dropped a comment and you think, inshallah, you can help, respond to them. Let's help each other, brothers. You know, this is the only way to grow, because if we don't share our problems, nobody's going to know. Nobody can come out to help. But until our next video, stay well, guys. Again, really appreciate you, inshallah. And give us feedback what type of videos you guys want to see. Until then, assalamu alaikum.